Hi, this is the bad boy, Joey Janela, and you're listening to the Going in Raw podcast, because Joey Janela always goes in raw.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to Going in Raw.
Hey everyone, Kenny Omega here. In case you didn't know, we have an awesome kick-butt show called Stephen Larson's Going in Raw, and they're going to be supporting AEW every week amongst many other things. Goodbye and smooch. Good night. Bye-bye.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. And available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to leave us a rating, review, or a comment. If you're listening to this right now on one of those podcast apps, if you're watching us on YouTube, hey, maybe hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, that'd be swell.
And they'll notify bell next to it. And then I think there's like a drop down. You go bloop, 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 and you click on all things, because then you'll never miss, in theory, Going in Raw content.
It seems like every step of the way, YouTube makes things more complicated in terms of getting the videos from the channels you subscribe. Before it was just subscribe. Then it was subscribe and notify bell. Now it's subscribe, notify bell, and pop down menu.
Well, I only say the pop down menu because I was watching a video last night before I went to bed on, I think, like Watch Mojo or something. Mm-hmm. And they had like I don't know why I watched this, but it was like the Terminator timeline explained. Because I never saw any of the movies after the second one.
Don't really need to.
And I was kind of curious, like, how they think it all fits together with alternate timelines and stuff. It sort of fascinated me in the moment. It was a quick 10-minute watch, and it didn't really tell me anything I didn't already know.
You really don't need to watch the first two movies. The other ones are not good.
Pretty much. That's what I understand. But it got me curious anyways. So, yeah, there we are. And then we're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Hey, before I do the Patreon stuff, do you still have the pictures of the Super Chats yesterday? Because
I do.
We missed some Super Chats.
Yeah, we kind of got out of our usual routine on the Wednesdays.
We went live with the news beef,
which we usually don't do, and then we didn't take any questions. And in the process of all that, the Super Chats, I got somebody who kind of got lost in the shuffle. But I took pictures of it because thanks to Tim Spulak, he let it be known to us that we missed him.
See, when Tim FaceTimes me, lately it's been nonsense. And then yesterday it wasn't nonsense, but it's a boy who cried wolf type situation.
Well, it was. He told me it was partially nonsense, but also to be helpful. So let's get these in before we get into it. Green Liner in 223. How do I submit a Matt Chat question? Update on that. He successfully submitted his Matt Chat question.
Yeah, he's a debuting Matt Chatter this week.
We'll see him on Sunday. Mr. Ollie B. More importantly, is AJ coming back? I think you're referring to AJ Lee. Of course, yesterday we talked about CM Punk. Probably not. She's got a pretty successful writing career.
Yeah,
she's in the midst of the book she wrote. I think got picked up to be produced into a TV series. I think she's working on that. She doesn't need wrestling anymore.
She's like, hey, honey, they're throwing all sorts of money in our bank account.
Hey,
you want to get a piece of
this?
this?
A mixed tag match and get paid $50 million total. You want to do it?
Perfect.
Thayer Thabata says, happy birthday to AO Worm, one of our great mods.
Happy birthday, AO Worm.
Happy birthday, AO. Kyle, my dad is discharged. Thanks, friendos, for the support. Good to hear.
Great to hear.
Great to hear.
Awesome. Very good.
Nick C. Says, Adam Wilborn from What Culture would always say Ambrose going to AEW was a work. That's how I felt about CM Punk coming back. I guess we both feel stupid now. Well, not necessarily. And then there's one from Black Mega Man that got cut off and
we don't know what he said.
Didn't get it, so my apologies.
But many thanks for your support.
Yes, thank you.
And everybody who puts in on the Patreon.
And if Black Mega Man is here right now, whatever your question was yesterday, Super Chat question, comment, if you put it in the normal chat, we'll try to see it. And
we'll try to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
And then yesterday on the bonus episode, we had a fairly lengthy Mandalorian review.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've checked out The Mandalorian, that new Star Wars show on the Disney Plus, we did a review of it, and you want to know our thoughts, it's on the Patreon, patreon.com/Steven Larson. Also, the bonus episode is available on as if you're a YouTube channel member.
Correct.
The day before that, we did a bonus episode where we talked about, Becky Lynch's bloody Stone Cold moment.
The anniversary of that, yeah.
And what's, how she's been handled since then.
Mm-hmm.
And then the day before that, we talked about something else. Today, I gotta when I get home, I'll upload this. So it'll probably be like late tonight or tomorrow morning. But we spent 40 minutes making shoes
for a Slow Wolf Pack.
For my Slow Wolf Pack NBA 2K team. And you crafted 3 amazing shoes.
Thank you.
And if you want to check that out, it's a lot of fun. It's just sort of goofiness, but there's also some very quality shoe creation there.
I tried.
So that's also going to be available to $5 patrons and YouTube channel members. Last night, AEW, another fun episode. This sort of felt like a Full Gear hangover, maybe. Everybody was sort of busted up.
Yeah, a lot of people were busted up.
They're all like...
Although apparently Mox wasn't really.
Mox seemed to be totally fine. That was kind of one bone of contention I had, was they literally opened it up. Well, I think they opened it up with like a recap.
Yeah, there's like extended recap of Full Gear, and then the commentary kind of did a bit of a preview for the show.
Yeah.
But the first kind of proper segment of Dynamite was a Kenny Omega health update. And I like how they did this. It wasn't just some doctor talking head type thing or someone reading off a script. There was actually Kenny visiting the trainer backstage.
Show.
Don't tell.
Don't tell.
So Kenny takes off his shirt. You see, well, he's got an obvious fake black eye, first of all.
That was horrible. That was hilarious.
That was comically over the top. Takes off his shirt. He still got some cuts and scrapes.
Like, we all know, man, not everything is visible.
Yeah.
Like, you could just sort of walk the way you probably walk after that death match and after that hardcore match. And we get it. We know that you're hurt. Although they did do some macro shots of his back with some gnarly looking scars there. Those obviously were real. I mean, he did take a pounding during that match.
Yeah, they didn't have to do the makeup though on the face.
I mean, I thought it was very effective. Just that was goofy because everything else was really well done. The doctor, looking in his eyes and stuff, doing, I don't know, concussion protocol or whatever.
Well, I mean, I guess the idea is if he has a black eye, you'd worry about some sort of orbital bone fracture or eye damage. I guess that was part of it too.
But still, generally speaking, if you're a doctor, if you're shining a light in somebody's eyes, I think that's pretty serious. I'm like, I
believe it's actually a routine part of the eye exam, though.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So
I hate when they do that. The puff of air into your eye. When's the last time you had your eyes checked?
It's been a couple of years.
Oh, wow.
I need to do it more often because I wear contact lenses.
I haven't got it done since I got my LASIK done.
Yeah, that must be nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll be honest with you. Not gonna lie on that one.
So, anyways, the end result of all this was that the doctor was not going to clear Kenny due to his litany of injuries, and so Kenny was like, "Well, how about Mox? How do you fare at all this?" And the doctor said, "Well, he's got some scrapes, some bumps and bruises, but he was good enough to be cleared." Mm-hmm. And then Kenny's like, And then Michael Nakazawa's hanging out right by the door.
Yeah.
They kind of exchange a little bit of a glance, and Kenny leaves. Mm-hmm. And so the first match of the night is Jon Moxley taking on Michael Nakazawa.
Yeah, we sort of I didn't mean to breeze over the nutshell version of it, but did you enjoyed the episode last night?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a fun show.
I thought there was they love their brawls.
They do. That one last night was pretty fun.
And then the main event was fun.
I thought the Pac Hangman Paige match was better last night than it was at Full Gear.
I agree with you on that one. Although it's one of those things where you couldn't get to that point without the previous matches because they always. That's what I like about and it's probably done with by now. I would think. I don't know. Pac almost killed Hangman choking him out like that or stomping his head like that. But I like all the references to the previous stuff, the ref getting thing and the low blow attempt
blows.
again.
Yeah.
And he counters this time with a step up enziguri.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, they were building on the previous matches. So I said the same thing about the XLAX and Young Bucks match at Full Gear. It's like they're not going to give you everything the first time.
But then the next match, they're going to be referencing the first match, and it makes a fuller story.
It does.
And then obviously, like probably the most entertaining bit from last night was MJF and Chris Jericho. Basically the same person separated by 20 years.
Yeah, it was a Spider-Man meme.
Which was totally referenced by Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And to magnificent effect. MJF it was a big moment for him, especially.
Yeah, he delivered too.
Just a complete star.
Yeah.
Just an absolute star. What a great promo. And instead of joining the Inner Circle, which there was a magnificent stalemate as it pertains to that, with Jericho asking him, "Do you want to join?" and him saying, "Well, do you want me to join?"
Chris, do you want me in the Inner Circle?
But it turns out that MJF is basically starting his own Inner Circle.
Seems like it.
Featuring
Wardlow. Debuting Wardlow, so he's not apparently getting the Dan Matha treatment.
No. Evidently, MJF saw those vignettes and said, "Well, I want Wardlow."
It's an interesting transformation from Wardlow's initial vignette where he was saving his date from a band of would-be robbers. And then
in a Zack Snyder-esque
and then
mini film.
And then the second one, he is working out in his dramatically lit personal gym.
Yeah.
And now he's full-on heel muscle.
Well, I think, MJF saw those and was like, man, this guy is going to come in here probably pretty aimless. I want a guy who can fend off multiple attackers in a parking lot whilst on a date. I want a guy who has his own dimly lit personal gym. So, I'm going to get him a 3-piece suit and
a nice
bring
scarf
him
and a good tie, and then
a stipend.
Yeah,
perhaps
a modest stipend.
Yeah, a modest stipend. Yeah.
Anyways, back to the first in-ring action: Mox versus Michael Nakazawa. Instantly, Michael Nakazawa takes the baby oil, his usual gimmick, where he bathes himself basically in baby oil to make him kind of slippery so he can get out of tight spots.
Yeah.
He tosses that aside. He's all business today.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He goes after Mox immediately. Mox more or less no-sells Nakazawa's offense, drops him with a lariat. Nakazawa tries to mount some offense, really to no avail. He goes for a lariat. Mox reverses it into a paradigm shift. He gets the win.
Yeah.
Took about 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. This was very, very fast.
Mox calls for the mic, drops a promo, says he delivered at Full Gear and that Kenny Omega will never be the same again. He says, I got to give Kenny credit. He's a radical son of a bitch. Says he respects Omega because he has balls. Unlike anybody else back there in that locker room, who wasn't going to step up to him.
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to more or less issue an open challenge and say, I'm going to be the last man standing around here because I'm that great. And
he said, I'm here in AEW to take out every single person until there is no more company or something like that. And so anybody who wants to step up.
He says, I'm on a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
To lay waste or something.
To lay waste to AEW, something like that.
Yeah.
So WWE Mole confirmed?
I guess so, man. I mean, at first it was, hey, AEW paradigm shift, I'm part of that now because he feels like he's been wronged by Tony Khan. Because the first thing he said in this promo was like,
that one count?
Does this one count?
That one count?
That one counts, right? He feels like he's been personally wronged by Tony Khan. He's been put in the box again by his bosses, and now he's there to take it out on everybody.
His
not
new
just the
gimmick
bosses,
is,
the employees, the talent, the ring crew. It doesn't matter.
Disproportionate response. If we get attacked, then we attack threefold, and that's his thing.
Seems to be the thing. Yeah,
I'm
surprised
this one match isn't going to count. I'm going to wreck your company.
I'm surprised he didn't go out there and challenge Tony Khan to an unsanctioned
match. Yeah. I'm fine if that one doesn't count.
Because here's the thing: he goes out there and destroys Tony Khan. It doesn't count. Can't get fired because it doesn't count.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It's like the match never happened.
It never happened. Yeah.
So it's pretty much a license for Mox to take out all his frustrations on his boss. But poof, after the match is over, it doesn't matter because it doesn't count.
Tony Khan needs to be a heel authority figure. He should have had Wardlow, and he comes out and he's got like a little laptop. He's like a nerd analytics heel authority guy.
Just what wrestling needs is more heel authority figures. Just what wrestling needs.
Nerd heel, and he comes out and listen, man. 20-minute promos to start every episode. That's what I want to see, man. That's what I want to see.
It sounds like you want to see AEW go out of business real quick.
I'm here
because I feel like
I'm here to put it out of business.
That'd be the end result.
Yeah.
And then, well, I mean, if that's the thing, they set that up over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, and then Mox comes out and keeps on dropping Wardlow and Tony Khan with paradigm shifts. That will get Mox over.
Yes,
because no one wants to open a show with 20-minute promos.
Nobody wants that, man.
From a heel authority figure, whether it is a slight twist on it or not.
Especially with how awkward Tony Khan can be, like in those press scrums.
But he was really good in that backstage bit with Mox.
Oh no, he's terrific. Even the press scrums I think are great.
Yeah,
like he just tries to keep it real. He's not used to a bunch of sweaty nerds with iPhones, all pointing at his face. I want to be a sweaty nerd with an iPhone. We got to get press credentials with AEW, man.
Well, if they ever come through here, Northern California, we can work on it.
Hey, Tony Khan. What do you want to ask Tony Khan, Larson?
Can I have a job?
Oh, wow, really? You want to jump ship? Go to AEW?
Imagine if we could be the official podcast of AEW. You wouldn't want to do that?
I mean, we're fine being the unofficial podcast of AEW, and we get to be unofficial podcast for WWE, and we do pretty well. We do okay.
What if we could do better just being one?
I don't know, man. I think that's probably a bad idea. Anyways, you know what?
No, there's a rocket, wrestling rocket that's being attached to this company, and they're going straight to the top, baby.
Oof. I don't know.
Straight to the top. This is our opportunity to get tickets on that rocket, Steve.
All right, well, you know, that's a conversation for another time,
Yeah,
my
I know.
friend. Before we continue, though, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, Untuck It. I bet Mox doesn't tuck in his shirts. You know why, Larson?
Why?
Because he'd look way less cool if he did. You ever wonder why untucked button-down shirts look so bad? It's because they weren't designed to be worn that way.
Thankfully, Untuck It is here to shift the paradigm because they have the original button-down shirt that was actually meant to be worn untucked. No matter your size or shape, Untuck It shirts always fall at the perfect untucked length.
Yeah, and with the holidays right around the corner, what better gift to give the dudes in your life? Check out Untuck It styles online or go to one of their 80 brick-and-mortar stores where you'll find a variety of styles. Wrinkle-free button-downs, super soft flannels, outerwear, and a lot more.
With Untuck It, your shirts won't ever look baggy, too long, or big again. So whether you're shopping for the perfect holiday gift or just trying to craft a smart, relaxed style of your own, Untuck It is the way to go. Visit untuckit.com and use code RAW for 20% off at checkout.
That's UNTUCKIT.com and promo code RAW for 20% off. Thanks to Untuck It for sponsoring today's show, and you're really helping out Going In Raw by going to untuckit.com and using the code RAW. If I go to one of those press scrums there at AEW with my iPhone out, I'm going to wear myself an Untuck It shirt so they know this guy here, he looks professional.
Yeah, you do. That shirt looks good on you, man.
I know, exactly.
It looks real good on you.
Wore it to a baby shower now and used to wear it to a scrum.
And what was everybody saying? No one was talking about the
dumb babies.
They were talking about Steve's
Steve's
incredible
shirt.
Untuck It shirt.
Wow, Steve, you don't look like a wrestling scumbag. You look like a real person. Anyways, so the second match would have been the Dark Order versus Jurassic Express.
And look, it only took them a couple months, but they finally got the Dark Order's entrance right. Mm-hmm. Actually had dim lights, some nice blue and green lights on the crowd.
Yeah.
They didn't bring up the house lights until Jurassic Express was making their entrance.
Yeah, I'm fine with the Dark Order being what they are, man. They're just kind of a couple dorks wearing weird costumes at this point.
You know what?
Glorified cosplayers.
I don't know. I thought this was the case, but I got the dynamic backwards. I thought that Stu Grayson might have been kind of the
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Evil Uno was the one doing all the talking. It seemed like the ringleader of the whole thing.
I'm kind of getting their gimmick now is this really weird wrestling school. Because he was like, hey, you're doing okay. I like you, but you could be doing a lot better if you join the Dark Order's Wrestling Academy.
Yeah. Should have had him a T-shirt that said property of...
Well, I mean, he kind of did. He had
the mask. But
yeah.
that's not the usual trope. It's a shirt, though. That's the thing. And I mentioned the
They're
shirt.
turning conventions upside
I mentioned
down.
the shirt because that's what you get at the Performance Center. You sign Performance Center, you get property of.
Which is WWE.
I don't know why they put that on there.
Well, could be worse. Could get a Jordan Miles shirt.
Anyway, let's go through this match. Marco Stunt, Jungle Boy, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're a blast.
Oh, you know what? And hats off to JR. I thought he was actually really good in this match. I think he only called Jungle Boy by his real name like twice instead of all the time. Mm-hmm. Maybe 3 times, as opposed to the first match he called them where he was literally calling him Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, Jack Perry.
I don't really want JR to try harder or to try to like correct his mistakes. He's old. You know what you're getting with the guy.
Yeah.
Just let him do his thing. If he wants to call him Jungle Jack Perry or Jungle Jim Perry or whatever he wants to call him.
After that first time, I read somewhere that someone asked Jungle Boy how he felt about that. Guess what? He's cool with it.
Yeah, I think that was the Ryan Satin interview.
Yeah,
maybe. I think a Pro Wrestling Sheet thing.
And if Jungle Boy's cool with it, who are we to criticize?
Right.
That's my view.
I'm like, it's JR. I don't care what he calls me.
Because I felt like last night JR wasn't so worried about getting the names of the moves right or getting on Excalibur for calling them something different. By different, I mean the real names.
Yeah.
He was worried about telling the stories in the ring.
I think somebody slipped him some CBD oil or something.
Maybe. He just seemed more relaxed. He seemed more at ease.
My coffee tastes a little different today. I feel great, though.
Yeah, that coffee tastes a little earthy.
Oh, man.
Best
Fun
way
match,
to describe it.
Since last time you talked about the Dark Order, I really paid attention to their combo moves. And you're right. They're a fun tag team.
They can be a really fun tag team, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess now they got their entrance right. You actually get it now that one of them actually has talked. You get a better sense of the dynamic and who they are. Mm-hmm. It just makes me wonder why they didn't do this all from the beginning. Mm-hmm. And maybe this wouldn't be at this point kind of their one major creative blunder to date.
Well, one thing to keep in mind also is that this Dark Order thing, as opposed to most everybody else in AEW, like with the exception of, for example, the Librarians, which is a new thing for Leva Bates and what's his face?
Peter Avalon.
It's
like their one created gimmick.
I don't know, because I don't think they did this as the Super Smash Brothers, did they?
I don't know.
I don't know. Me neither. But maybe this is it's a process if you got a brand new gimmick.
Yeah, totally.
And I could be completely wrong about that, and I probably am wrong about it, and people in the comments are going to tell me that I'm wrong about it, whatever. But I don't know. Maybe it's just this is the kind of thing where it's new to at least AEW, so they're still figuring it out. That could be.
Anyways, this is a fun match. So Jurassic Express takes advantage of their speed and quickness. They get the upper hand early on Stu Grayson. Now I guess he's just Grayson. They dropped his first name.
Yeah, that's a smart move.
Yeah. Stu makes him too relatable. That's a very relatable name.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Stu.
Yeah. Kind of feel like they should change the Grayson part.
I don't know any Stus, but I'd like to.
Because when I hear Grayson, I think of Dick Grayson, one of the Robins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just makes him feel, it seems too relatable. Anyways, Evil Uno does a bit of a distraction. The Marco stunt pulls the ropes down when Marco is running towards it, and he's like, no, I'm not going to go through there. And that allows Stu to tag in Evil Uno, and then Uno hits a huge boot to gain the upper hand on Jurassic Express, and Marco is isolated a good chunk of the time through the entire commercial break until Stunt hits a flatliner on Uno, and then he goes for the tag. Grayson pulls Jungle Boy off the apron, but then Jungle Jack fights him off, does get the hot tag. He's in there. He clears the ring. Stunt's back in, gets some double team offense from him and Jungle Boy. Stunt hits a Dragon Rana on Grayson. Uno breaks up the pin. Jungle Boy goes for a suicide dive. He's caught by the Dark Order. He's taken out. Back in the ring, Dark Order hit their finish on Marco Stunt to pick up the win, and that's when Evil Uno grabs the mic. He starts putting over Marco Stunt.
Yeah.
So I think you're swell.
Yeah.
You're great. You could be better if you join us. Here is a Creeper mask.
Yeah.
And then Marco Stunt kind of reaches for it maybe a little bit. Jungle Boy comes in, intercepts. Uno orders the Creepers and Stu Grayson to attack Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
He does. They lay him out, and then Luchasaurus comes back. Huge pop.
It's like golden Luchasaurus. I'm not too familiar with him, but I had personally never seen him decked out in golden Luchasaurus attire. He looked like $1 million.
Yeah, man.
That was great.
I wonder how, because he tore his hamstring, right?
Yeah,
That's what I heard.
They said commentary said he wasn't supposed to come back
till January. Yeah.
So who knows if they keep.
So I had that in mind. I couldn't tell if he was just moving a little gingerly or not.
Yeah, I don't know if he's just naturally slow or if he was moving gingerly, but like he threw up that boot and it looked like he was in slow motion.
Yeah.
Or it looked like he was being very careful with it,
Yeah,
which he
that's what it
probably
felt
was.
like. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But the tail whip, his black mask looked great. We knocked down.
All three of those guys. That was great.
Creepers. That was great.
That was really cool.
Yeah. So Luchasaurus runs down. He's taking down all the creepers. 3 at once. The tail whip, and then picks one of them up, tosses the creeper over the top rope on the other creepers. Uno gets out of there. So Grayson has to eat a choke slam and a standing moonsault, and Jurassic Express, they embrace in the ring. They're back together.
Yep. Yeah, it wasn't that long, too. So that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. After that, we had a triple threat match. Sean Spears, the chairman, versus the librarian Peter Avalon versus Darby Allin. Oh, boy, he gets a big pop.
Yeah, man.
People love Darby Allin. He is going to be huge.
If he has another, I'm sure he will, another incredible star-making performance next week against Mox. Oh, man.
I was looking up because, I don't necessarily think this matters to me, but general perception maybe. So obviously he's a pretty light dude, right?
Yeah.
He's like a really skinny guy. And I'm thinking Darby Allin has everything going for him except for just physical stature. Because when you're thinking of putting the world title on somebody, and granted that's years off for him, but I think it's totally possible and could be totally believable. Height-wise, he's the same height as Pac. I wouldn't expect that he'd want to put as much muscle on himself as Pac does. However, he's going to have to change his style a little bit.
Yeah,
because he can't be doing that coffin drop on aprons.
No.
But I wonder if over the years we'll see him build up a little bit more muscle, a little bit more mass.
But doing that potentially comes at the expense of his quickness. I remember Finn Balor. He was talking about when he first went to NXT. When he's going through their conditioning program, I think he was advised to put on some weight. So I think he said to put on 15 to 20 pounds, and he found he couldn't do all the aerial stuff that he does.
Yeah.
And said, I'm dropping it.
Yeah.
He's got some more girth on him than Darby Allin does. But,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But as he gets older and as the foot speed kind of naturally leaves him, then he'll probably have to make some sort of transition.
Yeah.
And put on a bit more girth.
That's what I would think, because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, this dude has everything, except he does look really small. And,
but I mean, at his age, especially now,
he's super young.
And that's a perfect underdog story with him.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be utilized to great creative effect and narrative effect, and also too, he's like quicker than just about anybody on that roster.
Yeah.
And what he lacks in size, he definitely more than makes up when it comes to his quickness.
Even if he were to get up to the size that like Ray was when he first started becoming sort of a legit, champion type guy, because Ray's probably around the same height as him, but Ray had like a little bit more. I'm not saying he should get freaking loked out.
Yeah.
Almost dropped an F-bomb there. I'm just looking at him and I'm looking at his future. I'm like, man, this dude has everything. Everything. He's so good. And the crowd is already just eating him up. It's awesome. Yeah.
Pretty quickly, Darby sends Sean Spears from the... match starts. Peter Avalon jump off the top rope, and Darby and Sean Spears just look at him and just get out of the way as he falls. It's pretty funny. Darby sends Sean Spears in the ring, sets up for a suicide dive. Avalon comes back in, tries to intercept him. Darby sends him from the ring. He goes up top, and then Spears is up there, pushes him off, and Darby took not only did he just fall into the mat, he fell
best.
into the ropes, and then
that was
batted off there.
To be able to
the body control necessary.
The
for
body
pretty
control for
insane.
that is crazy. Like, he's going to push me off. He still makes it look real, like the push, but he's able to get his legs up and he whips over. That was awesome.
So Sean Spears has the upper hand until Joey Janela comes down to the ramp. He starts John at Sean. Sean Spears meets him out there. They're brawling. They go to the barricade. They evidently brawl out of the arena. And then Darby picks up the win on Avalon after a stunner and a coffin drop. Darby calls for the mic. He says, Mox, I accept. He's going to be taking on Mox next week. That'll be fantastic.
Boy, that'll be a good match. I just hope that dude doesn't go too overboard. I don't know. You can say that about either one, really.
I know.
But Darby Allin is so man, that dude, he'll do anything. And sometimes you need to dial it back a little bit. But he's so good, man.
I know.
His everything, his packaging, it's all so perfect. It's so perfect. Okay, so after that we had Nyla Rose versus Danny Jordan, local enhancement talent. Danny Jordan. But like they usually do, even with local enhancement talent, Danny got a little bit of offense in. She was able to evade some Nyla Rose offense.
Yeah, she escaped the choke slam. But made the mistake of slapping Nyla after doing so.
Yeah.
And so Nyla drops for the clothesline, hits the beast bomb, gets the win.
Yeah.
Pretty short match.
It was pretty short. Yeah, squash match.
Yeah, basically.
But still. Oh, man.
After that, we got a brief Dustin Rhodes medical update. I believe they said he would be returning in a couple weeks from his radial fracture.
All right.
I believe in one of his wrists. I don't know which one exactly. And then they made this announcement. This is interesting. So there's going to be next week a Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal. It's going to be 12 men in the ring. They didn't say whether it was just dudes or not, did they? I don't remember.
I don't know. Have they done any intergender stuff yet on TV? They haven't. And did Khan said something about intergender stuff?
Oh, I don't remember.
So
anyways, they're going to have a battle royal, but then the last two are going to compete in singles action for
the Diamond Ring.
The Diamond Ring.
Yeah. Just every week some other thing.
This is very WCW.
We have gold medals, a Diamond Ring.
I hope there's something more to this Diamond Ring, like you trade in for the mid-card title.
Can you buy a meal at Denny's with it?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, trade in for a nice steak dinner.
That'd be cool. I mean, is it a real diamond? Or is this just like a shoot deal?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is it like the contract in TNA where the loser actually got fired?
Maybe. Can you go pawn it and get cash value?
Right. Can you just tell them, hey, can I just...
Unless they mentioned earlier, I completely missed it. I don't understand what the importance of this diamond ring is, apart from it just being a diamond ring.
They didn't say anything about a title shot, man.
No. But if they said this diamond ring is something, is this or that makes it seem like there's actual importance to it, rather than just monetary value, I'd be into it because it's like, okay, here's an interesting way to guarantee someone a title shot or whatever the case may be.
Maybe they're just gonna. I mean, maybe there's gonna be a feud for a diamond ring, man. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's a good point. I saw it, I chuckled, and that was it. But I knew it'd be funny to talk about. The last piece of prime rib. See, I prefer that over a diamond ring.
Chat saying that Khan isn't into gender wrestling.
Okay, all right. I thought that, but I didn't want to say that and be wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, I never know inside my head what I've retained that's correct or not. So yeah. Use the ring as the money in the bank. You just go in there and flick it at the guy's head.
I know. You just throw it at him. You have to go and put it on the person's finger, and that's how you cash in.
There you go. While that ring is on your finger, you're open target.
Exactly.
Well, it's like you become the 24/7.
Kind of, yeah. Like the champ's in there sleeping, you sneak in, you put the ring on them, and they wake up like, what is this?
What is this?
Ring?
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, crap. Oh,
no, they realize, oh, hell.
Oh, no.
Something bad's going to happen.
Take the ring off. I can't.
Yeah.
I got fat fingers.
Next, interview with Allie. Shivani was really clear in saying that she's shooting up the rankings.
Yeah.
Even though she hasn't had a match on TV yet. I think she's been on Dark a couple times.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of a thing. I mean,
it is. I mean, it's canon, so it counts.
It's canon, yeah. She said, but I'm tired of being on Dark.
She wants to be on Dynamite.
Be on TNT, man. Shivani rocking. What do you think about the Shivani earrings? Are part of those earrings going to be part of the Diamond Dozen thing?
I think those are Shivani's earrings through and through, man. Whatever makes him happy, dude.
Yeah.
Why, you got an issue with the earrings?
No, I don't have an issue. It makes me chuckle. It's like that was like a midlife crisis thing like 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, like, if you look at the timeline, it kind of fits.
Like, I don't know, you're like 60 years old. Why do you say now, I want some diamond earrings? But hey, whatever makes him happy.
Maybe like standards and practice. Maybe he won them all the way back then in the standards practices said, nah, we don't want that for our announcers for whatever reason. And Shivani's like, all right, well, now WCW's over. I got no job. All over the earlobe.
Yeah. Like the cartilage and all that stuff.
Yeah, give me all the earrings now.
That's good, yeah. Oh, man.
I don't know. Maybe he wanted back then, just couldn't do it.
So anyways, during this interview, I just didn't know. I mean, are you going to show up one day with a couple of diamond studs in your ears? Not really? You don't really seem like that.
No, especially because when you get your ears pierced, my understanding is there's a lot of upkeep. Yeah. You know anything about me, I'm not huge on upkeep.
You'll get like infected and stuff.
I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, me neither. You get neither of your kids are pierced, right?
Not yet, no.
Yeah. I know, that's like a freaking conversation that I got to have because, like, Lacey wants to do it for Bama, and I'm like, man, I don't want her screaming and crying. God, that probably hurts.
It's pretty quick, from my understanding. They get a
freaking ear.
Little gun with a little needle in it that shoots at the ear. I think for us, it's more of an issue is
well, there is the upkeep also.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
Is to be sure that they're responsible enough to.
Jose says get gauges. That's what Tony should have done.
No, I'm not doing that.
I could get, because I have like huge earlobes.
Mine are pretty large too, but I'm content with the size of them.
Yeah, but yours aren't. Look at mine. There's so much meat right here.
Yeah, I know, but if you get gauges, they're only.
I could get huge ones.
See, but the issue is like you're 60 years old and you're like, all right, I don't really deal with this anymore. And then you got floppy earlobes.
Yeah, but you're 60. Who cares? You're basically dead anyways.
Again, it just seems like for me personally, it just seems like more of a hassle than it's worth. And I try to mitigate or eliminate hassles from.
I'm just gonna come back from a weekend, like one day with like a full sleeve of tattoos and like massive gauges.
All right, that's what you want to do, man.
And you'd be like, doesn't that hurt? Like, oh, it's like all purple and stuff.
I'd be like, all right, well, that's a choice you made.
That's not. You'd make so much fun of me if I showed up all of a sudden with two giant gauges in my ears.
I'd say this. You walk through the door,
you'd be clowning the crap out of me.
I'd say, what's that all about?
Yeah. But then once the camera started rolling, it would be 30 minutes.
See,
you'd be like, I can't stop looking at your dumb ears.
I'd say your ears are all purple. I can't stop looking at that.
It looks like it hurts.
See, I don't think I'd make fun of you having the gauges. I just point out kind of the more how those things are making you uncomfortable.
You know what? I had to stop watching that show Bosch. You know, it's got Titus Welliver in it. Yeah. Adams from Deadwood. Yeah. Because season 2, he shows up and he's got just a bunch of random ass.
You mentioned that, yeah.
Tattoos, and then I read one of his Reddit AMAs because I had to look it up. It was so distracting. They all look brand new, and sure enough, they were. He was like, "Oh yeah, I just always wanted some tattoos."
It's like Finn Balor, huh?
Yeah, but at least Finn just got, you know.
Well, he has one here. He has one in the back of his elbow.
But this dude, it looked like a bunch of like stick-ons.
Oh, that's weird.
But do what you do.
Exactly. Anyways, Ali.
Some people have like I saw one dude. He has like a whole sleeve dedicated to Muse, and they look like a complete jackass.
Wow.
Is Wayne here?
I don't know. Anyways, Allie's doing this interview. Awesome Kong and Brandy come out. Allie just got out of there. Instead, she decided to take it to Kong, or try to. Kong pushes her off, hits a back fist, and then beels her onto the ramp.
Yeah.
And then Kong takes her knife and chops off a piece of Allie's hair.
Yeah, I wish that they would say it, like, because she did B. Priestley last time. But this is only the second time we've seen her do it, but she has like a bunch of locks of hair. So she's been going around on the streets or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
In the locker room. I don't know. Something. Anyways, man, we got one more bit of business here.
Before we continue, here's a word from another sponsor of today's show, Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is a premium men's essential brand that believes in smart design, premium fabrics, and a simple shopping experience.
Yeah, Mack Weldon's underwear, socks, shirts, shorts, hoodies, and sweatpants will be the most comfortable you will ever wear. And if they're not, let them know you didn't like it, and they'll still offer you a refund, no questions asked.
Yeah, I've been getting kind of bummed out that the weather is getting cooler around here, because that means I have fewer opportunities to wear my Mack Weldon Ace shorts. I love those things. I was wearing them pretty much nonstop throughout the summer because they got the style I need to wear them here to the office, the comfort I demand when I'm relaxing at home, and the performance I require when the clock strikes Gaines o'clock and it's time to hit the gym.
Oh, dear. I really dig the underwear I got from Mack Weldon. The whole ordering process was a breeze, and everything was shipped directly to my door. And right now, friendos can get 20% off their first order by going to MackWeldon.com and using the promo code GOINGINRAW, all one word.
Again, that's 20% off your first order by going to MackWeldon.com and using promo code GOINGINRAW, all one word. Thanks to Mack Weldon for sponsoring today's show, and you're really helping out Going In Raw by going to MackWeldon.com and using promo code Going In Raw. Speaking of promos, Chris Jericho had a promo next.
Yeah, he did. He came out and he said, "I'm still Le Champion, and I still want a thank you from AEW and from every single one of you." And he said he proved that Cody was an entitled millennial son of a bee. Yeah. The lights go down then.
Yeah.
And then we start to see the beginning of Cody's entrance.
Yeah.
And in fact, it does happen. It's just not Cody. It's MJF.
Yeah, he hit the song and everything.
Chorus of boos, but yeah, he's got the song. And then when he hits the ring, that's right when the sing-along bit happens. And right when that happens, he says, "Okay, cut that music."
Yeah.
Stop. So people do not get the satisfaction of the full sing-along bit. Plus, they're too busy booing him.
Yeah, but
why would they sing along?
That part, yeah.
Yeah.
The chorus, essentially.
Yeah.
And he gets the mic and he says, "All right, Chris, give me the floor for a minute." MJF says, "Cody's career would be over if MJF hadn't thrown the towel." And he says, "These people have been cheering for the real villain the whole time. That villain is Cody." He says, "Cody doesn't give a S about the fans. The real Cody only cares about himself, and that MJF is the only person who knows the real Cody. The real Cody is a liar, a user," and says Cody tried to make him his puppet, tries to keep him under his thumb.
Yeah.
And MJF says, "Cody's thumb isn't large enough to keep me down." He says he's the new face of AEW because Cody Rhodes, I'm better, and you know it.
Yeah.
And that's when he turns his attention to Chris. He goes, "Christopher."
Yeah.
Says, "I've been a huge fan, and heard that you wanted me, MJF, to join the Inner Circle."
So Chris says, "Well, Maxwell, I've heard that you want to join the Inner Circle." And so they go.
They talk about the similarities between themselves,
which are stark because Chris Jericho outlines it. He's like, I look at you, I see a guy, you like scarves, I like scarves.
Dashingly handsome, both quick-witted.
Yeah, and he says, you remind me of me. It's almost like your parents got horny watching me beat up Juventud Guerrera on WCW Saturday night, and 9 months later, you what did he said? He said you popped out, but he said something like a little twerp popped out or something like that. It was funny.
It was pretty funny.
It was really good.
It was
stuff.
pretty good.
So they go back and forth about, do you want to be in the Inner Circle?
Do you want me in the Inner Circle?
Do you want me in the Inner Circle? Do you want me in the Inner Circle? They sort of they fake fight, they fake bicker a little bit, and then and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, you know who the biggest jackass in AEW is?" He's like, "Oh, I know who it is. You know who it is? I know who it is. I know who it is." And they both say Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And then they hug. Yeah. And then Cody comes down the ring. He takes it to MJF and then Jericho, and that's when Wardlow shows up, lariats Cody, hits what I guess would be a finish on him. I don't know. And then he takes his tie off, wraps it around Cody's neck, is choking him, and then tosses him over the top rope while still holding onto this tie and was choking him over the top rope.
Yeah. A lot of people in chat are bringing up, too, that great line when he mentioned the Juventud Guerrera. The whole crowd started chanting, Hoovy, Hoovy. And Maxwell looks around and he's like, who the hell is Hoovy?
And
he said, Google it, baby.
Yeah, Google it. And then MJF and Wardlow leave. And during commercial break, we see Cody being helped to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Yeah. But it was obvious that Wardlow, MJF was sort of directing him a little bit.
Yeah.
They're a thing now.
Wardlow is MJF's muscle.
Yeah.
Next, really good match between Pac and Hangman Page. Happens right after the commercial break ends. Right away, Page goes for a lariat. Pac avoids. He has the advantage. He takes it outside. Hats off to this match for not doing endless barricade spots.
Yeah. I wasn't happy about that.
Yeah. Takes it outside. He goes for a shooting star press. Page moves, and so that gives Page the opportunity to take the advantage. He's up at the top rope going for the super fall-away slam. Unlike the previous match, he doesn't hit it. Pac fends it off, hits a missile drop kick, follows with another, gets a 2 count. Pac charges towards Page on the apron. Page hits the sidewalk slam and the top rope moonsault. Pac has yet to find a way to get out of that combo.
Mm-hmm.
We go to commercial, come back. Page has hit some strikes, goes for the buckshot lariat. Page hits him with a super kick. They trade some moves back and forth. Eventually, though, Page drops Pac with the lariat. Finish saw Page push Pac towards the corner. The ref had to be standing there. Pac tries for another mule kick low blow. Page catches it, but rather than doing nothing, Pac hits it enziguri.
Mm-hmm.
And then Page kicks Pac out of the ring. Pac is kind of sitting in the chair ringside, acting like he's out of it.
It's playing possum.
Yeah, Page comes up to him. Pac tries to hit the brain buster. Instead, Page reverses it, hits a brain buster ringside, back in the ring, follows with buckshot, gets a 2. And then there's this bit where you have Page standing, Pac standing, and the ref's kind of in between them, and Pac kind of like pushes the ref a little bit towards Page, and I guess the story commentary was saying was like Page left his hands down, and Pac kicked him, and then started stomping him in the head.
Yeah, he got him with like basically a pump kick, I think.
Yeah,
and he fell down, and he just started stomping his head. The ref tried to back him off. He
like
just
3
kept
times.
on going back, stomping the head, and then he hit the Black Arrow. Locked in the brutalizer, and like almost immediately the ref was like, "Yeah, this guy, he shouldn't even be in this move. He's out. Match is done."
He's like, in hindsight, I should have disqualified you for stomping him repeatedly in the head.
Yeah. So I mean, I could see this. I mean, honestly, Pac just brutalized this guy. The feud should probably be over, but I could see them continuing it.
I could see it too. But at the same time, commentary kind of sold it like this was the rubber match.
That was it. Yeah.
This is the blow off.
Yeah.
So. I mean, it could definitely go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Next, this was fun. The Young Bucks, we cut backstage. Commentary's talking, and Tony's doing what we used to do on Fun Wrestling. Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Something's going on backstage.
Click over to Backstage Assault.
Yes, on Stream Deck. The Young Bucks and XLAX are brawling. We see Matt Jackson power slam Ortiz through a table there, and then Santana shows up on top of a forklift.
Yeah.
And poses and talks some trash that jumps off it onto the Young Bucks. So Santana and Nick are brawling, and Santana tosses Nick towards a door.
Yeah.
And when he makes impact with the door opens. We see his bathroom, and inside that bathroom is Orange Cassidy just standing against the wall with his hands in his pockets.
Just standing there. Yeah.
It's probably the second loudest pop of the night, maybe behind Luchasaurus.
Yeah.
People love the crowd last night was great for AEW.
Yeah, it was
too.
really good.
It was a great crowd.
Yeah.
So they go to commercial, and they're brawling all over the place throughout the entirety of the commercial break. They head to the inside of the arena. Security kind of breaks it up during picture-in-picture. We're back full screen. Brawl continues. LAX now has their sock full of baseballs.
Mm-hmm.
They take that. They put Nick's bad leg into like the structure of the stage and start hitting it with the sock. And then they powerbomb Matt through the stage.
Mm-hmm.
In the private party.
They had spray painted a circle, a target.
Yeah, it was where it's going to go through.
Right there.
And then private party steps up to LAX. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. So that's who XLX are going to take on.
Yes.
They were really working over Nick's leg.
Yeah.
Like really bad.
Yeah. He's awesome. It's a fun brawl.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
They love their brawls.
They do.
As opposed to, like, the NWA likes their brawls too, but those are more verbal.
Milling about, yes.
Milling about verbal brawls.
They're more like
set to Dawkins.
Yeah. Into the fire.
Into the fire!
Next week announced XLAX taking on Private Party, and then Mox versus Darby Allin, both official. Both should be great matches.
That should be terrific stuff. That should be really good stuff.
Yep. And then finally, the main event, SCU defending the tag titles against Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho.
SCU.
SCU does their usual promo in advance of the match.
Nobody's happier than Chris Daniels.
Yeah, no.
That mic with the mic stand. It's like the dorkiest thing, but you have to appreciate it because he's been around forever.
He's all into it, so.
And he's really into it.
He's really into it. So SCU has the upper hand early until Jericho trips up Kazarian. Sammy hits the shooting star press, and then Jake Hager starts getting involved a bit, takes a shot at Kazarian.
No polo for Jake Hager.
No, he just had a T-shirt.
You know, like a gray T-shirt on.
And Jericho and Sammy are keeping Kazarian isolated. Sammy hits the Spanish Fly, goes up top for a shooting star press. Kazarian gets out of the way, gets the tag to Scorpio Sky. He's in. He clears Houts. Slingshot cutter, gets a 2 on Sammy, puts him right away into that dragon sleeper type camel clutch combo. Jericho's in to break it up. SCU setting up for their finish. Hager pulls Kazarian from the ring. He takes him out. Daniel sees that, rather run around the ring. He gets in the ring, goes for a suicide dive on Hager. He catches him, takes him out too. Sky goes for a top rope move. Jericho hits code breaker. That gets him a 2. But then Scorpio Sky rolls up Chris Jericho for the win.
Yes.
Jericho's first loss in AEW.
Yeah.
Huge win for Scorpio Sky.
Big time, yeah. And then I guess this was afterwards backstage. I don't know, like maybe they put up this video or whatever. But I saw this. Jericho was backstage and like walking around with a microphone like he's prone to do.
Yeah.
And he calls out Scorpio Sky. And he's like, "You're never going to get a shot at this title." So he's probably going to get a shot at that title.
A bit of a feud between now and the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, maybe. Or they're going to, this will be a little nugget that they're going to hold on to until later on when they move Scorpio Sky over to a singles thing. I don't know. But he's freaking terrific. That dude should be AEW champion at some point.
Yeah. Maybe they'll actually do some long-term storytelling where Scorpio Sky gets this win.
Yeah.
And then come back around to it. Or they're just going to
they'll do it now.
Fast track it. Who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, Jericho's not going to win that or lose that belt for a while.
It's going to be a long time.
So,
yeah, it's going to be a while.
I think Scorpio Sky's chances of coming out ahead in that match would be much better if they waited on it.
I mean, I don't know. They could do something. I mean, I would suspect that LAX are probably going to be the people to take those titles off SCU. So maybe that's just going to be a thing they do now. And Scorpio Sky will eat a loss to Jericho in the next couple of weeks.
Well, what they could do, too, is they can have that one-on-one match. XLAX gets involved to cost Scorpio Sky the match. That would motivate the feud down the line.
Could you imagine if Scorpio Sky is just on the verge of winning? That crowd's going to be huge. And then LAX comes in, screws it up for him. Nuclear heat. Then they take the titles off SCU. Nuclear heat. Oh, it's all good stuff. Writes itself.
But XLAX is still embroiled in this feud with the Young Bucks, too.
Yeah. Here's the thing about it, man. The cool thing is we know they're going to pick up on this stuff because they do that as opposed to some other promotions.
Don't do that.
Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, this is great. The episode ended on Jericho just throwing an absolute
he's an absolute fit.
He grabs a barricade and a chair, and he starts hitting the barricade with the chair.
I know, it's great.
That make a lick of sense, but it was awesome.
Hitting the ring post with the chair.
Yeah, that was terrific. Anyways, let's answer some questions.
Yeah, Miguel Martinez, would a bounty hunter gimmick work in wrestling? How would you guys book it, and which wrestlers would play the role best? Awesome Kong's gimmick is kind of bounty hunter. If the bounty is hair. Yeah, but that's, it's kind of a bounty hunter gimmick.
I mean, I don't know, like...
But if they mean the truest sense of the word, to say Chris Jericho has a bounty in mind, he pays this wrestler a certain sum, and then this wrestler has to go and accomplish this task.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
That could be something.
If, like, literally the person's gimmick is essentially mercenary.
Yeah.
Up for the highest bidder.
Well, literally, like with the bounty hunter, you go out and you track down people.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, or eluded capture.
So say Jericho loses the AEW title.
Like he did that once before.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And then he gets Wardlow to go find it for him.
No, I don't mean physically lose. I mean he loses it in a match.
Oh, okay.
And then rather than just say, "Oh, I want a rematch to try to get it back," he puts a bounty on the person who has the title. Mm-hmm. And so it's the person's, whoever the bounty hunter is, their responsibility to kind of soften up the new champion. Good. So when Jericho has his rematch, he improves his odds of winning.
The wrestler's name will be the Softener.
There we go.
And it's like, that's not a very intimidating name. No, man, I soften you up.
I soften him up. Why don't you call yourself bounty hunter? Yeah, like it's been done.
I'm thinking of maybe changing it to the Pillow because it's really soft. I soften you up. It's a worse name.
Tenderizer.
Tenderizer. No, it's like meat. Let's see here. Wow, nobody on the Discord posted any questions.
Wow.
And they blame me for not going there.
KPP619, Chase Owens and I were on the same flight home Tuesday. I'm too awkward to ask for a picture, so I built a castle in Minecraft Earth around him. It's pretty funny.
See, I have no idea what Minecraft Earth is, so I'm just kind of thinking about what it might be.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And that's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Vincent Millage, becoming a big fan of Adam Page. Hope he becomes champ in the future for some more cowboy-ish.
Some day one
cowboy-ish. Yeah, he's a future champ for sure.
Let's see here. Wolfpack for life. He's always the first person to get his question. Is Wolfpack like 9 times out of 10?
Best internet. He's right on top of his notifications, I guess.
He says, how long until the choking someone with a tie type spot gets AEW in trouble? Do you think people are going to emulate that or something?
I don't know.
You got to be really careful. I mean, public service announcement. Be careful, like choking yourself with stuff.
Yeah.
You could die. Did you see how Purple Pac's head was? It was really striking last night towards the tail end of his match with Paige. His face is very I
didn't notice
purple.
That. Didn't notice that.
It's weird. Let's see here. Greg Morris. Did the finish of the main event seem rushed? I get pinning Jericho anyway. Possible is big, but SCU getting another roll-up win just makes them look lucky. I don't view roll-up wins by their very nature lucky.
No.
I think they can be strategic as well.
Yeah, they can be.
Baron
I understand his point is the general perception, though, of a roll-up win is not as decisive as hitting your finish.
For sure, but this is your world champion. Yeah, I don't think you want to pin him with a finish.
No.
Although I thought it was interesting that Scorpio Sky, they had him kick out of a code breaker.
Yeah. Well, it's not his finish in AEW.
No, I know that, but it's a pretty strong move anyways.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it makes Scorpio Sky look great.
I know. That's what's great about it. Let's see here. Mitchell Elam. Hey, friendo. So either the whole Dynamite dozen Battle Royal thing for the ring, do you guys think it's going to be like Cody's Ring of Honor and will be up for grabs multiple times? Or is this just a trophy to get some shine on like a Sammy Guevara type? Sammy Guevara almost he landed on his head yesterday.
That German suplex. Yeah.
I think Cass thought he was going to flip out of it, and he didn't.
Yeah.
That looked ugly.
It did.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think it's going to be like is it going to be up for scrubs or it's going to be up for
I assume it's for the mid-carders. Wait, no, Darby, Alan probably won't be in that match. No real Mox.
Is that next week?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're looking at Sean Spears, Janela.
Probably for comedic effect, the Librarian.
Maybe, yeah. Sammy Guevara.
Orange Cassidy, probably. He's always in those Battle Royal matches.
Paige. Maybe Pac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. Kevin Kernow. I feel like the women's roster needs a vet to really put it over the top. Who do you think they could realistically get? I feel like, couldn't they get Emma?
Well, no, I feel like Awesome Kong is that veteran.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
what's
Tenille Dashwood doing?
I don't know. Yeah, her or Mercedes Martinez. I know she's not as well known as
she was on
Emma.
She was on the Eve show the other day.
Yeah,
she's terrific.
She's really good.
Her,
yeah,
she's legit. Well, they have Emi Sakura there. I mean, I don't know what more would you really want.
I know. I feel like there are veterans on the roster. It's just they're just until now they're not probably really focusing on them as much as they probably should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Just AJ says Scorpio Sky has to be the next challenger for Jericho, right?
You'd think so.
Commentary has been putting him over huge since the tag tournament started. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Scorpio Sky is going to be. I think that dude. Honestly, I see more in him than I do like even Hangman Page. Scorpio Sky is just, dude. His charisma, his just natural charisma is off the charts.
Yeah, man.
With Page, you have to look for it a little bit.
A little bit, but Scorpio Sky's been doing it a long time. He's been around for at least a dozen years, 15 years wrestling.
So good, man.
He's amazing.
He's so good.
And I think the projection of personality will come easier to Paige with more reps.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. Jimmy Thomas. Should Sean Spears and Tully join MJF? Now, I kind of like just I don't need MJF to have a faction.
I feel like MJF should still not like Sean Spears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, because it makes sense. Yeah. And in fact, like during one thing that kind of people overlook because the Jericho thing happened, but MJF's sort of motivation for what he said about Cody felt real. Mm-hmm. Saying that I know him better than anybody else. This guy's a total fraud. Mm-hmm. Like he came and got me, and I could just see he wanted me under his thumb, and I'm too big for that.
Yeah.
So I liked that. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Anyways, so later on today, we've got
NXT UK.
Our NXT and NXT recaps happening, and then first thing in the morning, we've got Who Won Wednesday.
Correct.
Where we decide definitively, because there has to be a winner.
Yeah, I guess so.
AEW or NXT, we'll see. Find out later tomorrow morning or whatever. We're going to film tonight. Anyways.
Well, not tonight, this afternoon.
We're going to film it, whatever. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you
We
for watching,
appreciate
everybody.
it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.